Couple more coming in. Fab. Well, welcome everyone. My name's Emily, and I've just introduced myself, but I'll say hi again. I'm Emily Austin, and I'm a public health specialist over at Bradford Council, and I oversee the Living Well Schools team. So, what is Living Well Schools? Hopefully, you have met a lovely member of our team before. We have 5 Living Well Schools leads who cover a different area of the Bradford district. We are now in every school, so every primary school, secondary, alternative provision and special school based in Bradford district. And we've got Shyster covering west, Noreen covering east, Paul in south. And then we've got Helen who covers Keighley and Ilkley. And we've got Haf who covers the Shipley and Bingley different areas. So they visit schools and they support schools around different health and wellbeing topics to meet school need. We cover a range of key priorities. So we have eating well, emotional wellbeing, physical activity and poverty are our 4 key themes. However, we sit in the public health team here at Bradford Council, and we're a permanent team, and we often link with lots of other different remits across public health. So these might include things like the smoking and vaping team, oral health, the long-term conditions team. We also make sure that people voice is ingrained into everything we do in Bradford, and we've recently launched some new PSHE offers, so I'll come on to that later. But really, health and wellbeing can spread nice and wide, so we like to be involved in as much as we can as a team. Living Well Schools supports schools in a number of ways. As I mentioned, we have the 5 leads who cover each locality in Bradford. They can be in schools visiting staff, they can meet virtually, and they often will use our bespoke profiling tool, which is embedded into Bradford Schools Online, to help schools identify gaps in their current health and wellbeing provision. They can then signpost using our evidence-backed support directory. If you haven't already seen, have a look at our Living Well Schools website. We've got a really detailed support directory, which includes providers that are normally facilitated, so they are the ones that can come into your school and do some level of delivery. Or we've got the resources page, which is more independently led resources that you can pick up and run with as a school. These might be guidance documents or things like the memberships that you would then deliver yourself in school. So please do take some time to have a look at our website if you're interested in any of that. Of course, our leads can, support with any signposting that you feel might be relevant to your school. We also have free monthly CPD, which covers a range of topics, and we're currently in the process of looking at our 2026-27 calendar to see what type of CPD we'll be delivering next year for schools. And the bit we're here to talk about today is our grants programme. Last year we were fortunate to offer it for our secondary school launch, and this year we're opening grants of up to £5,000 for any Bradford school. So it's primary, secondary, AP and special schools who can apply this year, which is really exciting. So how and when can you apply? The application window is now open. It's open till the end of term. I've set the 31st of July just in case anybody wants to work into the summer holidays and submit, but I'm sure you'll probably all be done and dusted by the time the end of term comes. And of course, any of our Living Well Schools leads can support you with these applications. Please just get in touch. They're more than happy to help and answer any questions that you might have. We'll be deciding over the summer holidays. Paul and myself will meet with our commissioning team and we'll score projects based on their feasibility, their sustainability, and a couple of other areas that I'll talk about later. Basically, schools will just be asked to, if they're successful, will be asked to sign a memorandum of understanding, a bit of a grants agreement, and then the funding will be delivered in the start of the new school year. So we're hoping that by the end of September, all of the projects will be paid, and then you can start to deliver. So we will have the 2026-27 school year for those projects to be delivered. And the main expectation of schools is that you have termly contact with your lead from Living Well Schools. And then at the end of the year that you produce a case study or an evaluation document to submit and to support other schools in sharing the practice and helping them to understand how you've delivered your project and it hopefully inspire them to do something similar. So the link is in the PowerPoint. I'll share the slides afterwards. And this is also a QR code that if you scan it on your phone, it should take you straight to the application form as well. Let me go next. So how will we pick projects? We like to try and get a fair spread across each locality. We have the budget for at least 15 projects, so we'd like to ideally spread those across with 3 projects from each locality at least, but now we're extending into primary schools and secondary schools. We hopefully can get a good mix of both this time around, but it really depends on what we get and how the projects score. They will be scored on how well they meet the Living Well priorities. We ask that your school meets 5 or more criteria, and one of those criteria must be PV1. So I'll explain what that means in a moment. And that's the pupil voice criteria. So we want all projects to involve pupils in the planning, delivery, and evaluation of their project. So hopefully most projects would do that anyway, but it's just important to our work, so that's why it's included there. So these are the different priorities. You'll see there's a guidance document which the school leads can share with you, but it basically just has all of these in it. And we ask that your projects meet at least 5 of these. So they cover all the range of our priorities, and as the slide before said, one of them must include pupil voice 1. So these are eating well and poverty. If you want to shape your project around either of these, then these could be good priorities that you can select. And when you write out the application form, you'll just tell us which ones you think they meet. So these are the physical activity and mental health ones. Again, you might find that your project, one of the examples that I give later was a growing project. You might find that actually not only does it match some of the eating well criteria, it also meets lots of the mental well-being criteria as well. It's great for physical activity, encouraging outdoor learning and leadership skills. So you might find that even if your project is a specific theme, it actually covers lots of our core public health priorities. And these are the last ones, people voice and wider priorities. So have a look through these, have a read and see which ones your projects might meet and just try and align it to at least 5. If you can, in the answers on the application form, just copy and paste these and say how you're going to meet them. It'll just help strengthen your applications to, show us how your project can meet these priorities. You don't just have to deliver it in school yourself. We're more than happy for you to collab with any of our trusted providers or any new providers that you might be aware of as a school. These are just some of them that I mentioned we have in our support directory on the website, and we've worked closely with lots of these providers in the past. They might have a package that you want to buy as a school. They might have an offer that you have, collaborated with them, or anything really. You can be quite creative. So please do consider using a provider if it's something that you want to do with your school. Just as equally, please be creative with other schools. You might be in an academy trust where you want to work as a group of 3 schools together and run a project across all 3 schools. We're really open to that, and it would be nice to see collaboration with other schools, or you might have a neighbouring school that you share a field with or an allotment with, or even a minibus. You might share a minibus with a neighbouring school, so you want to use that for a project. Please do be quite creative, because we like to fund stuff like that and support schools in something that they might not have been able to otherwise deliver. So this is an example of one of Paul's schools, BBEC, who he supported through a project last year. As you can see, the grants that we funded last year were just for secondary schools, but as I've mentioned, we're opening that out to all schools this year. We had a mental health Chatter Buddies project, wellbeing ambassadors project. We had a lot of interest in food growing projects and 3 physical activity projects. So we had quite a nice range of grants that we funded last year. And this is just an example of BBEC's Soil to Plate programme. They used nurture groups and pupils that were at risk of exclusion, and they funded tools, storage, compost and building materials. And they even had some parents included in the project, which is really nice. If we can get the community and parents involved in any health and wellbeing projects, that's a big win as well. And then the food that they grew was used in food tech, which was really nice. I just liked this quote that in their application they said, the lead said, with your support, our allotment is growing more than food. It's growing confidence, community, and a lifelong connection to healthy living and the environment, which I just thought was really nice to add in there. So this is just one example of something that you could potentially deliver in your school as well. Just a last shout out, this is not related to the grants offer, but Living Well Schools has commissioned, alongside Bradford Council, the PSHE Association free school membership for this next coming year. So every school in Bradford now has the opportunity to sign up for a free membership. One person can be the key sign up, and then you can invite members of staff across your school to also have this upgraded membership type. If you are already a member, then please look out for an email from the PSHE Association in the next few weeks, because they'll talk about upgrading you and extending your membership for free. So it's just a bit of a plug that that's a current ongoing offer that we've got commissioned with the PSHE Association. So just wanted to add that in there. The links will all be in the PowerPoint when I share it afterwards too. So thanks for listening. I really hope you can get some grant applications in. It would be brilliant if you needed to have any conversations with our team. We're more than happy to chat with schools, explore different project ideas, support applications, and help people decide what sort of track they'd like to go down. I'm going to stop sharing just so that I can see the screen now, and I'll open it up to any questions. And then if you don't mind, if you could pop your email address, if you're happy to share that in the chat, then I'll send all these slides out to you directly after the webinar too. And the recording will also pop on YouTube too, so I'll include a YouTube link in the email if you want to listen back. But yeah, thank you for listening, and please feel free to ask any questions if there's anything that pops into your mind.
I think there's a couple of people typing, Emily, in the chat, so it should be coming through. Oh no, sorry, they're just the emails coming through. Thanks, Kate.
That's great. Yeah, thank you. I'll
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully it was fairly covered quite a bit there. So if there's any questions that come in at any point, just email one of our team, or I'll pop a link to our website in the chat too. So it's just let me find it. I'll share our website link so you can have a look, and there's a contact form on there as well if anybody wants to get in touch with any member of our team. Here we go. There we are. Well, if there's no questions, I don't want to keep people keep people behind for too long. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. It's been really, really good to see some interest in our grants programme, and good luck with your applications. Get in touch if you need any support. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, folks. Right, I'll start recording now.
Thanks, Paul.